Today's video is about setting up a template for Ableton. And the reason we do this is something you probably wouldn't even think about doing, but the reason we do it is it's a lifesaver for getting a set list together for Sunday. It's a lifesaver for your sound guy when it comes to the point where you're running your instruments through different channels in the soundboard and he's got to mix them. It's nice that they can all go through the same channel every single time. It's consistent for him. It's consistent for you setting things up. So this is an important step to take. I'm going to give you a rundown of how I use mine. So let me go ahead and switch over to the Ableton view here. All right, so this is what it looks like when you load up Ableton Live. This is just the standard 2 MIDI channels, 2 audio channels. Over here to the left, I'm going to show you, this is my worship song folder. This is in my Finder folder, or in the Mac Finder on my MacBook Pro. I just drag it and drop it in here, and it's a nice shortcut. And it's the same thing that's in the Finder. So if I was to drag and drop a track into this folder, it would appear in that worship song Finder folder. And the same thing, if I was to drop a track into the Finder folder, it would appear here in this shortcut. This isn't, it's not a different folder that goes in here. It is just a shortcut, and it's super helpful. So I would create that folder to put your songs in. We have all these songs now. Some I created, some I didn't create, the different tracks. I recorded some. But this is our template we use here every single service that I'm going to show you. And I do encourage you to go ahead and either make one, or you can even piggyback off this one. If I can figure out how to get it to you, I'll probably go ahead and do that. But this is what it looks like. Clicking cues are here. If you've used a metronome or backing tracks in a service before, you know what the clicking cue is. It gives you that, keeps you on beat, the click does, and then the cue is, here and there, verse 2, 3, it helps you out with that. Intro 2, 3, 4. So that helps us stay in order, the whole team together. We follow that, very helpful. But it doesn't, here in this moment, I'll show you, but it doesn't keep us trapped into any sort of format. But we have all these different instruments. This might seem a little overboard, but songs like, say like Graves in the Gardens has like 7 guitars or something, and I'll never understand, but they're there, and I just like the option to have them. Doesn't mean we always use them. We have guitar players on our stage, but I like the option that is there if I need it sometime. This is for our media. This is what we use to trigger our slides on Pro Presenter. It's all automated. It runs with us. This is our bus channel to go over to the stream, which we're not using so much anymore, but when we put them into here and they go out one channel through Dante, it helps at our soundboard to be able to make sure they're all at the right volume. And then over here is a talkback. So whoever is running the tracks will plug a microphone into our audio transmitter that I showed in the last video, and it will go out the click in the cue channel, and that allows them to see our hand signals, or if they get our vocal cues, that means the whole rest of the team can get them as well. So this is where we use the tracks on a Sunday morning. This is called the session view. This is called the arrangement view. So every time I'm going to get a track ready, which I'll probably go over in the next video, every time we're going to get one ready to be able to use in a Sunday service, we open this template and we drag and drop all the stems into their right spot here. And then what we do is we take the loop bar here. You'll get very familiar with that. And we consolidate all of them into scenes over here. So let's go ahead and let's open another set. Let's find one that we can use to sort of explain how this works. So simple here, build my life. Let me go ahead and open it up. I'm not going to say this right now. So it's nice that they're all right there, and then they can just drag and drop into this. And like I said, we'll get into that in our next upcoming video, or here in a couple videos, either way. So let me go ahead, and I'm going to turn the volume down for the tracks just a little bit because it might be pretty crazy loud. So let's go back over here. So this is what it looks like when it's all set in the right spot. And as you can see, we have different scenes that we'll map to a launch pad. I'll show that here in a few videos. Like, I want to be pretty open about how I run things so you guys can do this at your church. It was hard for me to get to a point where I could figure this all out, but now after years we're here. So here's a chorus of Build My Life. So let me show you how easy it is to switch from one scene to the other. So we'll hardly ever switch over quite like that, but what happens is once they're in this format, you play this part and it just keeps going through the song. It'll go to the bridge, it'll go to instrumentals, whatever. If you decide to hit this and start the bridge, it will go through the rest of the song. And it's set up like that. And we have these at the end where you can keep the click looping. And we'll get into even more about how we can make it to where we can transition much more nicely. If we have a specific person that maybe plays like a keyboard or a synth that can control this, and we're going to get into all of that. But right now, this is an important step. I would build a template if I was you. And like I said, if I can find a way, I'll give you mine. You can have it. I don't need to keep it to myself. Let me switch it back over. So I hope you find this video to be very helpful. It was a helpful thing to me to go ahead and just create one space that would work for all the songs we would drag in, because if you don't, it is a lot of routing as to where if you put them all into one template, they're already routed every single time. None of us want to have to spend hours putting that set together every single week. Hour here and there to get a song ready, but not every week to put the whole set together. That gets very old very quick. So this is helpful. So we found a place now where we can put a set together in not too long, one that we can still move around a lot with though, and be spontaneous and be creative during the worship. So I hope this was helpful to you. Very soon there's going to be more about how to set up a song, how to set up a live set for a Sunday or a Wednesday, whatever you want to use it for. I don't care what you use it for. I'll help you get it set up.